Hello again and welcome. It's Dwayne Huff, Write Your Own Ticket. And I hope you've had an opportunity to watch my free training on how to write your own ticket, start a business without taking a huge risk. And if you have not, I'm going to leave the link here for you to go ahead and be able to watch the entire training. But I want to highlight step number 7, which is increasing your influence. You know, as you start your business and you start to reach beyond your warm network, your warm contacts, the people who already know you, like you, and trust you, we have to be able to increase your level of influence, because all opportunity comes through other people. I mean, if you think about it, people are going to open doors for you. People are going to see you online. People are going to see your marketing. People are going to connect with you either virtually or live. There's going to be people who open doors for you and introduce you to people. And you really have to be intentional about the way that you're increasing your influence and leadership with people. But what do I mean by that exactly? Well, I want to give you a deep dive on how to increase your influence specifically. And I want to give it to you for free. And I'll tell you how to do that, or how I can get it to you here in just a moment. But let me unpack it for you. What is influence? In this context, influence means being able to give people what they already value. We hear value all the time. Give value, add value, add value, add value, almost to the point where it's cliche and it's mind-numbing, and we just kind of glaze over when we hear add value. But what does it really mean? Well, if you've ever tried to do something for somebody, give something to somebody, offer something, create something, buy something for somebody that you knew that they needed or should want, but they didn't, and you tried to give it to them, they were like, no thank you. That could be very defeating. It could be humbling. It can be, you can feel rejection in that process, but you shouldn't, because here's what happened. In order to influence somebody, we have to be able to give them what they already value. You see, when it comes to your business, your products, your services, there's something about your products, your services, your business, your gifts, your talents, your abilities. I go into this in that free training, so watch it. There's something about those things that people that you're meant to serve or have as customers, paying clients, would and do already value. The trick is to understand what it is they already value. And when you understand that, then you can help them get more of that, or give that to them through your product, your service, your business, ideally. And then by that design, you influence them. So when you can help them get more of what they already value, or give them what they value, you influence them. And that means that you increase that influence. And again, I'm gonna share with you how to get that deeper dive training for free on that if you want it. But let me break it down. Influence starts with, the first thing is connection. There's all kind of different people out there. You've met people who instantly you were friends with. There were people you met you knew instantly you weren't going to be friends. And there's some people in between. And the question becomes, how do I connect with even the most difficult people that are not designed like me? They're not wired like me. They don't think the way I think, believe what I believe, do what I do. And it's a very intentional way of understanding how you're wired against how they're wired, and how to adjust yourself to them so that you can connect, find common ground, and ultimately, with that connection, lead into communication, which builds trust. And then understanding how people receive information. Are they visual learners? Are they auditory learners? Do they like to get involved in things? Because that's part of your ability to communicate, and realizing that communication seems very simple, but there's all kind of barriers going on between you and them as you're communicating. So when you're trying to communicate the value of your product or your service and they're not getting it, it might not be because of the words that you're saying. It might be distraction. It might be things in their mind. It might be preconceived notions or perceptions that they came into it. How do you break through those? So we have to be able to not only connect, but communicate in a way that they can receive it, so that they understand the value that you can potentially give to them. The next thing, and I talk about this in the training as well, but I dive deeper in the influence training, is selling. Now, if you watch the training that I sent to you that was free, I tell you, selling doesn't have to be a 4-letter word. It doesn't have to be icky, slimy, pushy, aggressive. In fact, we don't want to be selling to people, because people don't like to be sold to, but they like to buy stuff, right? And how do you facilitate that buying process? It's important to the way you're able to influence, especially people who don't yet know what your product, services, and business can do, to help them achieve their goals or move away from their problems. So selling becomes a very key element of influence. And then negotiating. I tell the story in that free training that you register for on how to write your own ticket and start a business without taking a huge risk. I talk about when I did not know how to negotiate, and I ended up negotiating against myself and not getting the full value of my services because I minimized what I was worth or what the market is willing to pay. And it's been said that you never get in life what you deserve, you only get what you negotiate. And so I talk a little bit more about how to do that in that training. And then finally, leadership. And you might consider yourself a leader, you might not. You might have to say, what does leadership have to do with starting a business? Because I don't plan on having employees. Of course, if you're gonna have employees, you know that it's important to have leadership, but let me simplify leadership for you. I'll go back to the beginning of this video because it came from John Maxwell, who's always known for saying that everything rises and falls with leadership. But he also says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And I had the opportunity to speak with John Maxwell. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's the #1 leadership authority in the entire world. And I had a chance to talk with him one-on-one. I said, what does influence mean in the context of leadership? Because my background as a student leader and then throughout my career, I was fascinated. So he said, Dwayne, and he told me what I told you at the beginning, in order to lead people, you have to influence them. In order to influence them, it means adding value to their lives or business, but first you have to understand what it is they already value, which means you got to spend time in their world, listening, observing, understanding, asking questions, building relationships of trust, getting to know them. And if you do and you pay attention, eventually they're going to tell you everything they want, they need, they deserve, they desire. And when you can help them get that, whether it's through your product or service or not, but you help them get what they already value or give them more of what they already value, you influence them and therefore you lead them. So I hope that serves just in this video right here. But I want to give you a deeper dive training on influence that I created. I want to give it to you free. So if you have not watched the free training that you registered for through my Facebook ad or my Instagram ad or however you found me, go ahead and watch that, because I'm going to unpack my entire Write Your Own Ticket blueprint in there for free. But then stay tuned, where I might leave a link right here, because there's another training by my friend Hannah who talks about how to take your ideas and your influence and all the things that I teach in the blueprint and put them out there online through social media to a group of strangers and influence them in a very methodical, step-by-step roadmap sort of way. So check that training out. A link should be right here, or if you watch my training, wait till the end, a button will appear, but watch that. And if you decide that the program, the course, the roadmap course that she's going to tell you about is for you, and you make that investment, then I will give you the influence deeper dive training, along with my deeper dive Write Your Own Ticket blueprint training, and my training that's specifically designed to help you decide what is the ideal business for you to start. Not what's a nice business to start, what's a good business, what's a profitable business, but what is the perfect ideal business for you to start. So without further ado, go ahead and watch that training, and I will give you that as an added bonus. It's not on the page with Hannah's training, so if you decide to go ahead and make that investment in the roadmap course, send me an email or shoot me a text. I'll have all the information there. Let me know that you invested in that, and I will make sure you get that additional training. I don't know if you can hear it in the background. My neighbors have their grandkids swimming, so if you were wondering what that noise was, there you go. I'm out here on a hot summer day, about to go jump in the pool right over there. So thanks for being here, and I hope that served you. Let me know if there's anything else you need or any other questions you have where I can help you write your own ticket. Have a great day. Bye-bye.